goodness. What is up, everybody, and welcome to McGee's Garage, the most underrated channel in all of YouTube. And today we are cutting and doing some final disassembly on my 2008 Lincoln Town Car for the body swap of my 1974 Ford F100. Now, if this is your first time checking out the series, you can drop a F100 body on a Crown Vic or whatever on that platform, and it basically is meant to go together. This is the cab. We cut it last episode with a cheap Amazon plasma cutter. Did really well, actually. And here's the car. The cuts on the car were made with a Sawzall just to get the windshield out. All the wires are up here. It looks worse than it is. I have to cut this off and up in here and get it to like the second layer, and then the truck body drops flush on that, and the cowl sits up there at the car cowl. Need to take the bumper off, and I gotta undo the gas tank or the gas filler here. I need to pull these off too, because you cut right up in here and it just goes flush with the frame of the car down there. I'm doing this a little bit differently from how a lot of people do the Vic swaps. A lot of them, they pull the entire back of the car off. But on this, I'm going to leave the trunk section and the hump for the gas tank, because the gas tank's already mounted in there and I can mold that into the bed eventually. I'm going to cut right up along here. I'm going to cut right along here on the bottom of this, around the wheel tub on the inside, down across here, and then up here, right up here. Cut this off. I'm going to do the same on the other side, and then I'm going to get the tractor with the forks. I'm just going to pick it up from the back, and hopefully it all comes up, and that will allow me to keep that trunk storage, which I actually kind of like. I got an asbestos blanket over all the wires and stuff. That's really what you want to use. Asbestos is great. It's like everything else. Asbestos can't really hurt you as long as you know what you're doing. I kind of know what I'm doing. Hopefully the YouTube checks roll in before the mesothelioma checks roll in. I'm gonna go grab the plasma cutter and start cutting on the back there. All right, well, got the OSHA approved Crocs on and my goggles, so let's see if we can make a cut. Usually I can wear my sunglasses in there, but it's like so dark inside the car, I gotta wear my welding helmet. Do you guys like my steampunk glasses? These are stupid. They sit way too high on my face. We're cutting some more. Got the plasma in there. I'm actually having to cut up on this ridge here because it's like double walled in here in the actual tub. So I'm just coming around like that. I'm going to connect it through here, up here, and then try and cut it through the back side of the fender there and connect to the cuts. Went around all of this, went on the back here. All that was double walled. I cut it on the inside as well. This is good to ride up on, by the way. And come around here, all the way around. Already cut on the back side of that right there, and I'm going to try and cut across here. This thing's doing exceptionally well though. And then hopefully after that, once I get all this stuff cut, I'm going to cut the B pillars probably closer to the top, and then grab the tractor and see if I can just lift this up. All right, I got the B pillars cut. I'm going to put the tractor up here and put some pressure on it. I don't think it's going to come up. Pretty sure it's going to hang up somewhere, as it normally does. But you know, let's just see where it's hanging up. Probably in the quarter panel. I can kind of see where it's hanging up, but it's kind of rough to get to. Oh my goodness. Oh. There we go. This is what we're looking at. I was able to keep the trunk space, it looks like. Definitely gonna have to do some cleanup work on this, but of course the main portion of the car is gone. Gotta yank these B-pillars still. I have a bunch of cutting to do up here, but getting that large back half of the car is really going to help me get to everything and clean it up. It looks like I'm able to keep this gas tank hump here, and yeah, I mean that's enough space to put like a cooler in a suitcase, so that's good enough for me. I'm really planning on driving this thing, so not too shabby looking. I'm just letting the compressor catch up right now, but the asbestos blanket seems to be doing its job. That was quite the ride, picking that thing up with the tractor. That was kind of crazy, but it really wasn't that heavy, believe it or not. I guess I'm gonna get to slicing some more. I can kind of see where the frame goes, so I can actually cut up in here for a little bit and then switch over and then cut all this. So that's gonna be good. I just ended up soaking everything because there was this insulation in here that caught on fire and I didn't want to take any chances. That's great, I got cut up and my floor's wet now. Just trying to cut that box there. I'm like trying to cut, but all the inner insulation in there is like catching on fire, so I gotta hose it down. I got a line scribbled into the A-pillar here, and I'm gonna hop on the handheld bandsaw and cut these because these got to go down, and it should be all right. I might have to cut more out of here once those are off to get the width I need to drop the cab on. But this side's looking pretty good. I believe once I do this to the other side, I should be right at 64 inches, which is how wide it needs to be from side to side for the cab to slide on. It's too tight to get the bandsaw in there, so I'm gonna have to go after this with a Sawzall, I think, because that portion up front is screwing me up and I just can't get it from back here, because by the time I get to the front it'll be moving up. So Alright, I got the car kind of where I think it needs to be. I'm gonna try and set it down some more, but it's gonna be a tight fit, but I think it's gonna happen. The wood I'm a little bit worried about because it's kind of in from where the rocker is on the Dentside, but we'll figure it out. I'm just gonna lower it down some more. I think the wood's gonna hit. I'm probably gonna have to take the tires off, but we're getting there. Welcome to McGee's Garage, where we do the best body work you can afford. Getting a lot closer. I got the cab on jack stands right now. We had it lower, but it was hitting this secondary rocker structure here. So I do need to cut that out. I thought I was going to be able to skate without it, but I am not going to be able to, so I'm going to have to cut that out. And then come around back. The cab actually needs to go back a little bit, we think. But I still have to cut out my cab corners, which I'm not going to feel bad about because they're rusty. Get it down some more. And hopefully we have it tacked on this weekend. That'd be pretty cool. I got the cab down in the front almost all the way. It's looking low. I have to cut out the back of the cab now, but yeah, we're getting there for sure. Somewhere now. There's a couple other guys detailing this process, but something I had to do that I haven't seen anybody else do. I had to hammer the bottom of the windshield frame back so that my truck cowl would actually sit down in here. Because I had it on before, but it was too far forward. It was like 3 inches too far forward. So now I'm moving it back some. Now that I've hammered the cowl down, hopefully the cab will sit where it's supposed to go. I got the cab on where it lives. I actually don't mind where it's at all. I got that car cowl hammered. You probably can't really see it, but it is. And this is kind of where it's just gonna live. It's pretty dang low. It's about 10 inches off the ground, which is very low for Dentside. So I'm gonna mock up the dash here and see how it looks. I'm not entirely sure I'm gonna be able to keep this part of the Dentside dash. A lot of the bump side guys cut that out because you can't pull like the whole front piece off at the bump side dash, but you can on Dentside. So I'm gonna try and see if I can skate with it. We'll see. Okay, I got the dash mocked up. The dash is fitting, but this right here is gonna have to go. I'll probably pull the dash back out. Pretty happy with how it's coming out now. And you know, honestly, I could hook up the dash and hook up everything and drive it, but I'm just gonna wait and get that inner piece out because that has to go like yesterday. Listen, I know this looks like leaves on camera, but I can promise you it is mostly rust from this truck. So anybody that wants to cry about me cutting up a Dentside to slam it, you can email me. My channel email is public. Send me your address and I will send you an envelope of rust from the truck. You know, there's a Dentside going to hell in every neighborhood in America. At least I'm doing something with mine. I got my spare door here. Went out and took the Ranger to grab it. Just want to throw it on there, make sure that it fits and shuts, because I don't know how spread out the bottom of the cab is. I don't think it's too bad, because you can see light through all that. I can build boxes over that later, but I just want to make sure everything shuts. I got my steering column in. What a pain that was. I don't like working on steering columns at all. It's so much stuff in like such a finite tube, it's ridiculous. In my opinion, everything should just have race car steering, but I couldn't even get race car steering for this car because it's an 08. You can get race car steering if they're like an 02 or before, but not for this. So I made a solid universal joint in there. I broke a little piece of plastic in it. I don't even know what this is called. I can't find it, but it's like a universal joint in there. So I just made one out of metal. And we have steering now. So I'm going to throw that door on and then might try and throw the dash in for real. Either that or work on my clip, because the clip needs to go on for the car to run. I would really like a door cart, but it's not really in the budget this time. Alright. Screw me, I guess. We're going to hold it and try something different. This mower tire might work. Might be high, actually. Actually, it's pretty close, believe it or not. I got a door on. It's not all the way on, but surprisingly, the gaps are not bad on it. Whoa. Okay, that needs changed, but look at that. They do open and shut. I think the door needs to go this way. I don't know though. I mean, look. Where's it hanging up? Is it hanging up here? No. What ways I want to move? Where's it hanging up? No, that's weird. So I shimmed the door striker with an actual washer off the Crown Vic. Good enough for who it's for. I'm gonna pull off this piece here. I already got it way loose, and then I gotta pull off these little bumper brackets as well. And then I can start working on getting the clip on here. I have to cut my clip to clear the frame rails and the ABS and whatnot. Won't need that where I'm going. All right, so this little front piece right here, I'm pretty sure it's gonna stay on. Let me look. Yeah, it should stay on once I take these little bumper mounts off. So it's a little bit bent, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put the truck on the framing table and straighten that out. Let's just see if I can do this. Oh. Ah, yeah. I don't think we're gonna be needing this anymore, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop it off and put it in the parts bin, because this did work, it did run, so. All right guys, we're almost done with the plasma. I swear, we're almost there. I got my dash secure, working on securing my steering column. I got some friends coming over that should be helping me throw the front clip on. I got it cut. You know, I posted a short telling Shelby to give me a wrench. I mean, look at this. She's good. She was just on a leash because I was doing an oil change. You know, she loves it out here. All our dogs love it. There's dogs that would kill to live on 10 acres in the country with a pond and whatnot. You know, she's having a ball. All my dogs are happy and well fed, as you can see. So, anyway, I feel like Matt's off-road. Remember that animal cruelty thing? He was like letting his dogs run around in the desert. And people were like, oh, yeah, like dogs love that. He's not leaving them there. Come on. I guess I have steering, so that's cool. I had some friends come over and we mocked up the front clip. You guys probably can't see it, but it's kind of sitting tooted right now. I got to cut some of the frame horns off and mess with the core support a little bit, make some more cuts in there so it lays where it's supposed to be. Shout out to Isaac, Scott, and Pat for helping me out. These front clips, they're very awkward to handle, so it helps if you got friends. I know that's hard for many of you. It can be hard for myself, but you know, all you need is like one other than yourself minimum. If you're stuck doing it by yourself, which I completely understand, you can't pull them apart. It's just a pain. Anyway, guys, it's late. I got a ton of video to edit. This is probably going to be one of my longest videos ever. So with that, this has been McGee's Garage. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Click one of these videos over here.